All right, guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency market. I'm going to go over Bitcoin and explain to you why I'm quite a bit more bullish on Bitcoin. And my apologies not getting that video out this morning. I had some things to take care of. I have a daughter's birthday today, and I had to visit somebody in the hospital. They've already been there, but I had to go visit with them again. They keep moving him around. I had a hard time finding the person, you know what I'm saying, that tracked them down. So no big deal, man. Everything's okay though. All right. So here's the deal. Just going over the markets. Oh, and by the way, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Now, here's the deal, guys. Going over the markets real quick. They're going up dramatically. Like the traditional financial markets are really, really moonshotty. And then you have Binance, you have Ethereum doing really, really well. But we have Bitcoin just kind of holding out, doing its own thing, going in la la land, it seems like. But as you can see on my screen, what is it? 75 to 80% of the markets out there, crypto Twitter is saying that this is a relief rally. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. I think the correction, you have a really good chance that the correction might be over with. The only holdout is Bitcoin. I'm going to explain to you and show you some things why I'm starting to get a little bit more bullish and that there's a possibility that correction could be over with Bitcoin. Just always remember, keep that bearishness in the back of your mind just in case. So here's the deal with Bitcoin, guys. What I was doing, if you're here on the daily chart, I'm going to move this out just like so. You can see here on the RSI and the daily, there's its trend right down here. I'm down here, guys. You see? Put it on there, and it broke it finally. So that's your signal. That sequence is over. Normally, that sequence is over, and it's on to something new. So I said, all right, this is what I've been waiting for. Finally, Bitcoin, you're done with whatever you're doing. And I was like, let me reevaluate. Let me reevaluate Bitcoin. Now, first thing, let me take that off. Now, first thing I said, okay, let me put some trend lines on there because I know cryptocurrencies, well, assets in general, but cryptocurrencies really like trend lines. So it hit trend line there, all the way up to there. And it's a converging trend line, which makes that what some would call in classical technical analysis a rising wedge, which for them is bearish. And Elliott waves, wedges, depending on how you look at them, they can be either bearish or bullish. Okay, depends on if the wedge is beginning or ending. If the wedge is ending, it's bearish. If the wedge is just beginning something, it can be bullish. However, there's always a correction with that. So they always break down like it's doing right now. They always do that. It's the correction. It's the end of a motive wave. Just like a just like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? After it's done with this wave 1, it'll go into a 2. So like as an example, you can have a wave, this could be a wave 1, and then it's going to correct that 2, just as an example, okay? So there's my conclusion is that there's really no other way to break that down with what's going on with Bitcoin right now, in my opinion. I just think it's a slow starter. I'm going to give you some evidence why I think it's a slow starter, okay? And why Bitcoin is not the best asset to be in if you want to make 20 or 25 X's or 30 X's. I know most of you know that because you're not going to get it with this. If you want to get 300%, Bitcoin has to go all the way back up to 70,000. I tell you, it might be a little bit till we get up there. So here's the deal with it, okay? I'm going to go over and show you an example over here. I'm going to go to this cheat sheet that I use. It's really good. This is a website that I go to. It's like a cheat sheet. It has everything compressed about Elliott waves. And if you forget some rules or some guidelines, you can go back and check it instead of busting open the book and trying to find it in the book and going through all those pages and, like going through a textbook or something like that. This is like a cheat sheet. Here's a contracting diagonal, just like so, okay? Here's an example of one. Here's a one like this one. It's kind of like what we have right there. Okay, so we go back over. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. You see? Pretty close. And I think what's going on is that this whole thing is the 1. This is the 2. This is the 3. That's the 4. And that's the 5. And that makes sense to me with the RSI. Because with diagonals, you have the highest momentum in a contracting diagonal is usually wave 1 because it's the biggest. And then it slows down in momentum just like it did here in the RSI. So I'm good with that being a starting contracting diagonal, if you will. Okay. So for those that don't know, you have, I'll just go over it real brief with you guys. You have what you would have a contracting diagonal like so. Okay. As an example, in the RSI, the biggest wave is your wave 1, like so, like that. 1, and it comes down for a 2, then maybe up for a 3, 4, 5, like so. Okay. Kind of like that. In the RSI, when you see these things, okay, you're going to have the highest momentum in that wave 1, and it's going to come back down, and then it'll be a 3, and then a 5, like so, just like it kind of did over there. Now with an expanding diagonal, where it's going to be out more like so, okay, it's going to expand, where you're going to have a higher 3 than the 1, and the 4 is going to be bigger than 2, and then a 5, kind of like that. This is not a great example. So in a diagonal, in RSI, it's going to be like up a little, and then that third wave will go up a little, and then you have a blast off on the 5. So the reason I'm saying that is because typically what you do with motive waves is traditional motive waves like so. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that and get rid of that. Traditional motive waves, you're looking for the third wave has the highest momentum like this. Okay. So that's how you find the third waves, how you find traditional motive waves. With diagonals, as in the case over here, guys, it's a little bit different. And this is possibly a really good shot of what it is. However, you want to be aware that it's not like, let's say, an A, B, C, and then it's going to come down correct and go up for another, making a WXY. You want to be aware of that. So now what's the next step for Bitcoin? In my opinion, it should be going down. If it finished this motive wave right here, it should be correcting. And it's not going to correct as deep, obviously, with a motive wave like this beginning contracting diagonal, if you will. So these will be the areas you want to look for. Could come to the bottom of that wave 4. Another spot is the bottom of wave 2, just like right there. And another spot is right back down to this base, right back down there. Those would be 3 areas I'd be looking for. And then on top of that. So, and then there's going to be a bunch of places this thing could retrace to. And then looking for it here, I would be looking for, let me take it off log because it's probably going to be weak. Something about those areas. So right around this trend line too. So your trend line can move it down there in the top of 4. The 5.5 is another, or 5.5 is another one that I use, 0.55 or 50%. And then right there at the 618, just like so, guys. Boom. Okay. So those could be some areas that it could retrace to, come down and come to those areas. And then if you see it in these areas start coming down and then making its way out of there, that's going to be good news for Bitcoin, guys. That's what you're going to want to look for. This has been a long wait, for me at least, because I've been wanting to see a correction, and hopefully it'll come down deeper than what it is in this box. I have that box there for another reason, just to see if there's something else possibly going on. So what's the deal with Bitcoin? I'm going to go a little bit further and do an explanation in Bitcoin on why possibly this could be happening, using a little bit of logic and common sense with the past history of Bitcoin. So what I'm going to do is head on over to the previous Bitcoin coming out of the bear market as an example. As you can see right here, Bitcoin came out of the bear market, and that's the last lowest peak right there out of the bear market in 16 December 2018. But when Ethereum came out of it, when it started rock and rolling out of the bear, its lowest peaks right there is about the 10th, maybe the 3rd to the 10th of, let me put on a daily chart, get a little bit closer detail. Right there, the 9th of December. So 1 week before for Ethereum. Here's Binance. I'm going to go over Binance. And here's Binance clearly. Lowest peak is on the 3rd of December. So Binance on the 3rd of December was already rolling out. Let's see, what was the date on Bitcoin? Let me go, where is it? What was the date on Bitcoin? More or less about the 14th, 15th, the 16th. So what is that? That's almost what? That's almost 2 weeks. Binance over here is 2 weeks ahead of Bitcoin. Kind of like what's going on right now. Not to say they ended the correction at the same time, but Binance is already rolling out of there. Kind of like what Ethereum's doing right now. Kind of already rolling out of there. Unlike what, let's go over here to Bitcoin on this other chart. Let me go back out to the weekly to show you guys. And then Bitcoin is just in there being its typical self, what it usually has done in the past, just a slow starter right in that area, guys. So I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin even come down onto this trend line here that I have right here on top of this area. Let me get rid of that for the time being. Right in this, I wouldn't be surprised if it came right down, say, I don't know, 20,700, 20,000, something like that. And then, you know, start working its way out of there, guys. Have a really good shot of Bitcoin possibly being done, okay? But then again, remember, keep the bearish back in your mind. Could it make another low? I don't think so. There's just too much here with the confluence on Bitcoin. Came to that 4th wave target area is where they like to correct to. And then right on this area over here too, okay? And then following this this parallel channel that I have. And then, you know, you can see where I have my initial target on Bitcoin is halfway to that parallel channel, which is above all-time highs. I'm being conservative. Technically, it can go to the top of the channel. Yes, it can go all the way up there, guys. But that's, you know, I'm not going to say that yet. So here's the deal right here. About $70,000 to $74,000, they can come down and start making its way up there. Same thing with going over this again. Same thing with Ethereum. You know, looking at the channel and it's going up. Now, the other thing I'd say about Ethereum that I think this is all wrong right here, that this Ethereum, this whole wave right here is Ethereum's 3rd wave. This whole wave. And just this is the 4th wave. Starting from the November. I'm pretty sure is that what's happened right here with Ethereum. The reason I say that is that if you take this peak that went there and then that whole 4th wave, that 4th wave on Ethereum took 40 days. That's it, 40 days. If you come over here, you can find a correction that took like 30 or 40 days, right in this area right here. So probably that correction goes with that correction. To say this correction goes with this correction is 260. This is 40? No. And then this correction goes with this correction now, correct? And then Ethereum's on its way. If you take a fib and then you check your 1.618, it's right in this area for Ethereum already. And then it's probably going to wind up in the box somewhere, okay? Same thing with BNB. BNB's a little bit different. It's kind of like Bitcoin. It's under the trend. I don't want to go into too much detail. Still trying to suss that one out. But this whole thing was probably the 4th wave more than likely. But it's the same thing with BNB. Going around, it's done, and then it's making its way up. And it's probably going to be in the box pretty easy, with, in my opinion, with Binance Coin. So where does that leave us with Bitcoin right now? Just wait for it to do its correction. You know, I really want to see it come deeper. At least, I mean, I think it would be better to see it come down to 21,200, get a good correction in, take this daily RSI and start getting it down there, guys. Want to see that get down nice, a little bit deeper. Kind of like over here, you can see it went up on its first wave. Wasn't much. It came down a little bit. That's on the weekly. Just a second. Let me go to the daily, guys. I'll show you. Right here, okay, it started going up right here on this wave. You can see it started right there and then boom, it went up and it did it pretty deep in the RSI. And that is something you're going to want to see come down pretty good in this RSI, in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, telling me that this could be a good, you know, the deeper, the better. The deeper, the better. Not necessarily price action, but if it gets deep down here, kind of like what, just as an example, I'll show you on Ethereum. Ethereum is looking, let me go out to an 8-hour. If you can see with Ethereum on the 8-hour, you see the price action right here, minimal price action movement with Ethereum. Look at this decline in the RSI. So this price action RSI is taking everything, almost coming down to this area, taking all that out. That's bullish for Ethereum, guys, so far. That's pretty bullish that it's just moving that much, but the RSI is dumping that much. That's bullish for Ethereum. Same thing with, let me go to an 8-hour chart. I'll show you with Binance. Binance is the same way. You see the price action came right here and just dumping that much, and look how much far down on the 8-hour it's coming in the RSI. So it took that out. It's even past this portion right here. It's past there. It's past that. And it's almost coming all the way down to reset itself almost again with Binance coin. So technically, if you're looking at it from a momentum perspective with both of those coins, Binance and Ethereum, it's bullish. All right, guys, so that's the end of it. You made it all the way to the end. Do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.